So Katarina was buffed. I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. I do not feel like reruning Katarina, reruning everything else that goes with Katarina, and then taking it into RTA for 3 hours to get 5 minutes of content. We're going to take a look at some people that are already using Katarina. I'm very sorry. You can hate me all you want. Tectonic Shift into Iyun, who's going to come back from the dead and almost kill. He gets the Fae, Sword of Discharge. Well, Katarina is still RNG. That's what we've learned here. Katarina is still RNG, so even with the buff, invincibility actually keeps her alive. Okay, so the buff really didn't show much of anything, though. That's the situation. The buff didn't show much. It showed that she does another sword now sometimes, but it's still RNG. This is gonna be that same situation where we see this, and then I'm like, you know what, we really should just do some battles ourselves, and then I wind up doing some I think that Katarina, the best place for Katarina, honestly, is we're gonna see some of why Katarina is still susceptible to a couple things in a second, but this is just Katarina food for this one. I mean, they had all things with Elmet. Faye doing Faye things, but they had all things that Katarina had Elmet advantage over. I was like, oh, Katarina's gonna have a field day with this. But I do think that the best place for Katarina is Guild Wars, Guild Siege. We'll see that in a second, though. Maybe not in a second. We'll see that. We'll see. Whenever we see it is when we'll see it. Second pick Kinky. Who gets banned? Bass gets banned. They're all gonna be super fast, though. They have very, very high base speeds. Yeah, they're going to be super fast. I was not surprised. Oh, they didn't have will runes, though. They didn't have will runes. And Nana cut through. And this is a very good example of what Katarina can do now. Just in case you guys are a little bit fuzzy on what actually got changed on Katarina, most of her is the same. She just gets randomly, sometimes one extra attack with her skill 3. So she's going to always hit the thing that you target the first time. And then where it did do 2 additional random hits, now it does 2 to 3 additional random hits. It's just 1 extra random hit sometimes. First pick Bastet into a Ciara Hay Gang. I'm not sure why they picked the... Okay, so they picked the Hay Gang there because they wanted to bring Gianna out, and they're just bringing out the counter. But in this instance, the Hay Gang really is not going to do very much for them. So do they do outspeed, even though... Ethna's got a crazy high base speed, so they still outspeed even though they did not have a speed lead on that side. She's got 119 base speed. But the Hay Gang, what a lot of players would do in high level here instead of the Hay Gang, if you see your opponent is already trying to cleave, a lot of people are just going for segment nowadays. Sometimes segment works, sometimes segment doesn't work. That's beyond the scope of this course. However, that is what a lot, because the Hay Gang really didn't do too much. As soon as you see your opponent is trying to cleave you, you can pick other things. You don't necessarily have to pick the Hay Gang, because no one's going to pick a Hay Gang into a Gianna if you know that they're cleaving. They're not picking a cleave team also with Hay Gang in it, generally speaking. We're going to try the newly buffed Katarina for ourselves now. We're going to see how it does. This is Europe server. We have no good defenses to hit. I'm sorry, but that's why we're only going to do 1 defense, because she's actually pretty good in Guild War, Guild Siege content. So let's do... Gotta make sure that I remember to do the one that we're supposed to do. And then we do Sword of Discharge. Hold on. At least I said the name this time. And then we do Sword of Discharge. Let's just do one of these. Yep. Oh, hold on. I said Sword of Discharge and one of these. Winds of Change. Time to loot. Now you guys got me saying all the skill names all the time. Fiery Breath. Okay. Does wonderful against bad defenses. I have no idea what clip you saw last, but I've been sitting here trying to do Guild Wars. I've been trying to do RTA. I've been trying to do all this stuff. I'm like, it's not that we can't get Katarina through. It's just that we keep finding opponents that are not ruined, basically. And that's kind of the issue here. So this is actually one of the reasons that Katarina doesn't do very well in high-level RTA, is you can just take things like Sekhmet. You can first off get outsped with Sheer. You can get outsped with Sekhmet. You can get, like, as long as you get either outsped or interrupted, because Katarina has to be very fast, and she also needs to have very, very lot of damage. So you can either get outsped or you can get interrupted. Both of those are options, which make Katarina basically useless, because as soon as you get an interrupt and strip her invincibility and attack power buff, mostly the invincibility. She can do without the attack power buff, but if she doesn't have the invincibility, she's not going to ignore defense, and her damage is going to be basically nothing. So I see, like, generally, if people see Katarina on the opponent's team, they're using Ethna, they're using Sekhmet. They're basically using exactly what's here, Ethna and Sekhmet, or Light Sniper as well. Those are things that people are using to counter Katarina's. But yeah, like I said, as long as you can cut in and strip the invincibility, then she's really got nothing. Anyway, Katarina's basically the same as she was before. Really almost no change. Sometimes she does an extra attack. That's it. See you as always. This is a pointless video. See, all of them are pointless videos. I'll see you as always in the next one.